This is Geometry, Chapter 1, Section 3, the vocabulary words. The first part we have over here is our distance on a number line. This is your distance formula. You're basically going to subtract the two numbers and then just make sure you make the final answer positive because distance is a positive number. If you're on a coordinate grid, you're going to fill in your numbers into this formula. This is basically your Pythagorean theorem. We'll cover more on how the distance formula and the Pythagorean theorem are related later. Notice that this is x1 and y1, so x1 and y1. This is x2 and y2. It's just, this is your x and y coordinate of the first point and the x and y coordinate of the second point. And hopefully you remember some of this from your algebra class last year. If not, we'll go over a lot of it again this year. Midpoint and segment bisector. Let me get a little bit more in depth here with those. So midpoint. Midpoint is the point in the middle, the midpoint, the middle point. So if this segment AC is 9 centimeters long, halfway across that would be 4.5. So F should go at 4.5 if it is my midpoint. So that means this is 4.5 centimeters here, and this is 4.5 centimeters over here. If the entire distance is 9 centimeters. You can also use tick marks to show that those two segments are the same. Remember that from the previous section. If you have one tick mark on each segment, then that means that they are the same measure or they are congruent. So the midpoint makes two congruent segments. So AF is the same measure as FC. You can also have a segment bisector. A segment bisector means that it's going to bisect this segment. This segment is 8 centimeters long. So if I put point F on 4, I have now bisected AC. So point F is a segment bisector of AC. I could bisect with a line. If I put that line through right at 4, that would be, this line would bisect AC. The line doesn't have to be at an angle. It could be vertical. Okay, if it's vertical, I have perpendicular bisector, which will be a special case, and we'll talk about that later. But it could go at any angle at all, over here or over here. As long as it is cutting through 4, it is still a segment bisector. And the last thing for your vocabulary is the information in this key concept chart. So you'll want to write this stuff down. This is your midpoints. So to find a midpoint on a number line, you add the two numbers and divide by 2 and then make sure the answer is positive. No, actually you wouldn't have to make sure it's positive. That's distance, sorry. So just add the two numbers, divide by 2. On the coordinate plane, you're going to add the two numbers and divide by 2, but you've got to take the x's together. So the x coordinates divide by 2 and the y coordinates, add them, divide by 2. So you're basically finding the average. When you're finding midpoint, you're finding average. Add the 2 and divide by 2. Again, take a moment, copy this down.